And then it goes to the story even continues now to the weekend. To the weekend.
Did you hear in the world of entertainment? Your hair belly got rushed because
The weekend now. The weekend with David Cropper's son, Hailey. And I know Hailey since he's small, and David Cropper's my boy. And he's part of the group called XO with Lamar and Abel. And their crew's called XO. This is when they dropped House of Balloons and all this. David Cropper tried to link me up with Abel from before all this. And Abel, yeah, but Abel now with Hailey them is XO and House of Balloons. And then so Abel now and Hailey and Lamar, all of them made up XO. And that time, Abel used to want to do acting and be in movies. And David Cropper told him to link me. And he had emailed me. I still have the email in my fucking email. I still have the receipts in my email. And he had emailed me for that. Then we started linking up. And I used to roll with them kids. Me and them used to roll and go all around downtown. And I used to take them to Yorkville and take them here and take them there. And then one time I had a meeting with them in my office. It was at the TD Canada Trust Tower and the 27th floor. That's where my office was at one point. And I had a meeting, but Abel wasn't there. But Hailey and Lamar was there. And I told them that time they were dealing with Drake. And they were even making fun of Drake. They were like, oh, he's funny and this and that and whatever. And I told them, don't worry about that or whatever with the man's personal business. I said, he's one of the biggest artists in the world right now. That time he wasn't even as big as now, but he was still pretty big. So he's one of the biggest artists in the world right now. And you don't need to sign to him, but you can work with him. Anything he wants to do, you do it. So they used to do videos for him. They used to do different works, whatever. But I said, make your own production company, XO Productions, and you guys fall underneath that and control your own thing. And they listened to me and they brought it back to Abel. And that's exactly what they did. And I did a contract with them to have a show with a party where they come as special guests. And also I could do some merch for them and all of this. But then they now somehow Belly them sneaked in. Sal's and those guys, Smelly them sneaked in. And they got with these youths and did the old time okey doke, music okey doke. Was showing them a good time, letting them party, letting them pop pills, ecstasy, this, that, all kind of shit. And bringing strippers around them. Then they got them a little condo, rented a little condo for them and told them that's their condo and whatever, and have them man over there like that and trick them up. And then after they thought this is the best thing in the world because them kids had nothing. Them kids were from the hood. Them kids had nothing at that time. They were from the hood. So then after they swindled them and then they end up taking over the whole brand, changing their record company from Capital Profit, I used to call it Capital Pum Pum Records. They changed it to XO and took over to use them whole brand and signed them. You know, they would never be as big as they are now. They would never be who they are now if they didn't have XO and Abel them. They didn't have that. They didn't take over that XO brand and have Abel the Weeknd. They would never be who they are now. They're like that because of them youths. And them youths didn't need them. And that's why they're foolish. They didn't need them. And they basically gave away everything to these guys from Ottawa. And they're not even from your culture. When you had people like David Cropper around, myself around, other people around, you could have did the exact same thing and the food stay inside the family. And you could have did the exact same thing, you know, but they chose to go with these foreigner guys and go do this and make them so successful and rich. And now talking about, oh, he did this and he did that. Everything what they did is because of Abel and them and the Weeknd then. That's how they got in with Jay-Z. Then that's how they got in with everybody. Because the people wanted to get close to them because they had them. That's how they got to this level. You know what I mean? And even Fabulous and his bro, Paul Kane and them, and those niggas robbed them from the studio. I think it was Quad. And robbed them at the studio. Robbed Smelly for his jewelry, watch and chain and ring or some kind of thing. And robbed him outside there. And he never got it back. And his jacket, or apparently some jacket he had or some kind of thing. Robbed him, stripped him and robbed him. And he never got it back. You know what I'm saying? And bigging up these guys like they did so much. No, big up the Weeknd. Big up XO, original XO when it was before them. These youths are the big youths. These youths would have been who they were regardless of what without these guys. They just fell into their lap and they just rode the wave and now they're where they are, you know?